Hi, my name is Errol Cohen. I'm a 62-year-old South African living in New York, and I have Parkinson's disease. I've never made a video ever, but I thought it might be helpful to people like me who are going through this journey in life, and to show just how much better everything's become for me since I met Dr. Georgetta Varga in Austin, Texas, who's a movement disorder specialist and Parkinson's expert, in January this year. Date today is May 20th, 2019. So I was diagnosed with Parkinson's 7 years ago, and I've been to various doctors at Cleveland Clinic in New York City, and cut a long story short, I was on a few pills, different ones, Rohypnol, Mirapex, Azilect, and they had no side effects, but I didn't have any improvement or degradation for that matter. So, for the first few years, I continued as I was, and then just in the last couple of years, it started to get much worse. So if you were on a curve, it would have gone sort of up. And I started to shake much more heavily than before. I have Parkinson's down my right side, so my joints in my feet, my hip, my shoulder, hands were very tight. And I shuffle my right leg, jab it my foot into the ground every now and then. Had some bad tremors, especially when I got emotional or nervous, or aggravated. And, I was introduced to Dr. Varga via a colleague at work, and she immediately answered his email, said yes, she'd like to talk to me. Can I call her on a Saturday at 12 o'clock? I called her at Saturday at 12 o'clock from New York to Austin. She answered the phone immediately. She asked me to call the next day so we could do a FaceTime call where she looked at all the movements, the Parkinson's things that everyone goes through. She told me I had Parkinson's for about 7 years, and that I was potentially a candidate for deep brain stimulation, and that I have to come and go and see her. So a couple of weeks later, I was in Austin, spent some time with her. She changed my medication. Side effects were that I got really tired and woozy, and my tongue got dry and I couldn't speak. It's taken quite a few weeks to get over this. But my tremors and my shakes and my stiffness have gone down 80%. So my quality of life has gone up dramatically. And I still drag my feet. I'm quite fit. I swim I'm in the hospitality industry, so I'm near beaches a lot of the time, and I try to swim every couple of days for about a mile in the sea. Sea's flat, by the way. It's not hero stuff. It's flat like a lake, and it's turquoise. Could be worse. It's really very nice. And I try to jog a little bit, useless. I just try to keep fit. And I have a very high energy job. I'm traveling on planes every week, which doesn't help anyone. And I get really tired sometimes, but bottom line is I'm functioning fine. I don't miss work at all. When I say don't miss it, I mean I don't call out sick ever. So why am I telling you all this? It just occurred to me from the Parkinson's people I've met that there's a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety, discomfort, balance problems. Some of them seem embarrassed or ashamed, and I'm not none of these things. I stand up in front of, when I have to talk in front of people, I'm terrified. So I've learned a few lessons. So I stand up in front of people, I say, listen, I have Parkinson's, I shake, and I shake worse when I'm nervous, so get over it. So they either stare at me talking or they stare at my right side tremoring. Make a lot of jokes about everything. I take life as it comes. You know, I was years ago a smoker, drinker, took a bit little of everything that I could get hold of, a bit self-destructive, and so I actually think I brought this on myself. I don't feel sorry for myself, and just get on with it. And the motto is always to smile. You know, we live once, let's just go for it and enjoy it while we can. And if someone wants to follow this journey or speak to me, I'm really happy to do so. But I feel like my attitude, and I'm not diminishing anything that happens to a lot of Parkinson's patients who really suffer 100 times, 1,000 times worse than I do. But there's hope, and this deep brain stimulation, I've researched it. I'm part of the PPMI, it's a Michael J. Fox organization, which has about 1,200 recruits around the world. I'm one, who have the tendency to be afflicted with one or two of the Parkinson's genes. And so that's just a research group. They do tests on me. I'm like a guinea pig. They pricked and poked, they take my bone marrow, they do all kinds of stuff. Lumbar punctures, they want to do radioactive MRI screening, I don't know what the term is. And they just collect data in the hope of helping people in the future. We don't get that data. It's a bit of a hassle as far as I'm concerned. I think we should be able to share the data with our various Parkinson's doctors. I also listen to webinars. I've gone on YouTube, and I saw this guy, Australian guy, I think his name was Andrew Johnson, and it shows you his state, his physical state, and severe shakes if he doesn't have his deep brain stimulation gadget switched on. Everyone should watch that. So I'm going to do deep brain stimulation in September maybe, but you have to undergo psychiatric tests and evaluations. You have to do physical blood tests and blah blah blah. It's a procedure. And then when you go for the actual operation, you have to be away a month. You can't travel. So for me, a lot of people don't travel. For me, it's a big deal. I travel every week. So, you know, it takes a lot of planning. But I have to say, operations have never bothered me. I'm not scared of the needles. I'm not scared of being cut open. In fact, we find it quite amusing. There's no sympathy in my family. Everyone teases everyone. And then what I've come to learn, another lesson, was in the old days things would really freak me out and I'd get aggravated. I don't want to wait in lines. I don't want to be shouted at by anyone. I don't like aggression. And so I started to think to myself, do I really have to get upset about this? Is it even worth it? It also might be an age thing. I'm 62, so, you know, not what I was. And I have a fantastic family, girlfriends, friends. I'm a very lucky guy, actually. So I'm just hoping that someone, maybe one person, can be helped by this video, and I'm going to chronicle it, my progress through the operation and after, so that people can see what's going on. The one sad thing is I don't have any videos of me prior to this period right now, where I've improved so dramatically. My family says so, people at work are amazed how little I'm shaking now. And you know, I really put it down to Dr. Vargo. I like her, I respect her, I admire her. She's dedicated, she's ambitious, she's knowledgeable, and she is relentless. I have to speak to her or text her every couple of days. How you doing? What you doing? Why are you doing this? Are you drinking? I still drink a bit. Too much. But we're not going to tell her that. And I just want to say there's hope and it's all good. So thanks for putting up with me. I hope I haven't put you to sleep. And I'll carry on with my program as things transpire. Good night.